Stop being scared of being disliked by losers. There's a silent prison that most people live in. It doesn't have bars. It doesn't have guards. It doesn't even have walls, but it keeps more people trapped than any prison on earth. That prison is the fear of being disliked. Think about it. How many times have you swallowed your words, shrunk your dreams, or held back your potential because you were scared of what somebody else might say? Maybe a friend, maybe a stranger online, maybe even your own family. You felt the weight of their possible judgment, and you chose silence, safety, and visibility. And here's the crazy part. Most of the people whose opinions you fear, they're not building anything. They're not chasing anything. They're not risking anything. They're sitting on the sidelines with popcorn, waiting to see if you'll trip so they can laugh. Let's call them what they are, losers. And you're out here trying to win. So why in the world would you fear the disapproval of people who already gave up on themselves? Why fear exists in the first place? Fear of being disliked isn't random. It's wired deep into our psychology. Thousands of years ago, if you got cast out of your tribe, you didn't survive. You needed to be liked, accepted, part of the group. That's how humans stayed alive. But guess what? It's not the Stone Age anymore. You're not going to die because someone unfollows you. You're not going to starve because your cousin thinks you're too ambitious. Yet your brain still acts like rejection equals death. That's why the moment somebody looks at you sideways, you feel your stomach twist. Here's the shift. In today's world, if everyone likes you, that's a red flag. That means you've made yourself so bland, so watered down, so non-threatening that nobody can find a reason to disagree with you. And you can't become legendary by being bland. Think about the greats: Steve Jobs, Muhammad Ali, Elon Musk, Oprah, Kanye, Cristiano Ronaldo. What do they all have in common? Millions love them. Millions hate them. Nobody ignores them, because being disliked is proof that you're standing for something. The loser's playbook. Let's zoom in on the kind of people you're scared of being disliked by. The losers. Losers live by a very predictable playbook. They quit on their own dreams years ago. They feel bitter when they see someone else chasing theirs. They use sarcasm, gossip, or cheap shots to pull you back down. They mask their jealousy as concern or advice. They need you to fail so they can feel better about staying small. Now here's the punchline. If losers like you, it usually means you're not threatening their comfort zone. You're staying small enough that they don't feel insecure around you. And if they start to dislike you, that means your growth has reached a level where it shines a spotlight on their lack of progress. You didn't hurt them. Your ambition did. So let me flip the script for you. Being disliked by losers is not a problem. It's proof of progress. The cost of trying to please everyone. When you try to please everyone, you pay a price. You dilute your message. You lower your standards. You bury your real self under layers of acceptable. You waste years living on mute. Imagine being 80 years old, looking back, and realizing half your life was lived in chains, not real chains, but invisible ones made out of other people's opinions. That's not a life, that's a slow death. The harsh truth? You can't win big while trying to stay likable to small minds. Every second you spend worrying about being disliked is a second you could have used to sharpen your skills, chase your vision, or actually build something worth being remembered for. Story: the friend who couldn't handle my growth. Let me tell you a story. There was a guy I used to hang out with all the time. We were cool in school, tight in college, spent hours joking, playing, talking nonsense. But then life started moving. I began building. I started putting myself out there, chasing opportunities, thinking bigger than our little circle. At first, he acted supportive. But the higher I climbed, the colder he got. He'd make little digs. "Oh, look at you, Mr. Big Shot now." He'd roll his eyes when I talked about plans. He even told other people I was trying too hard. Back then, I felt bad. I thought maybe I should tone it down so I didn't lose a friend. But now I see it clearly. He wasn't a friend anymore. He was a loser who didn't want to see me win. If I had stayed scared of his disapproval, I'd still be stuck at the bottom with him. Instead, I let him go and kept climbing. That's what you've got to do. Don't lower your ceiling to match someone else's floor. Hate is free marketing. Here's a gem most people don't realize. Hate is free marketing. When losers dislike you, they talk. They spread your name, your brand, your moves, sometimes louder than your supporters do. Every time they mention you with anger, they're giving you free exposure. The people who vibe with you will find you. The ones who don't were never meant for you anyway. The worst thing that can happen to you is not hate. It's indifference. It's silence. It's nobody caring enough to say your name. If they dislike you, good. At least they're watching. The winner's mindset. So how do you rewire yourself to stop fearing the dislike? You adopt the winner's mindset. Choose respect over popularity. Being respected means you're living with integrity. Being popular means you're performing. Pick wisely. Remember who you're building for. Your mission isn't to convert losers. It's to impact the people who get it. Measure your progress by resistance. If nobody's pushing back, you're not pushing hard enough. Treat criticism as a mirror. Sometimes there's truth hidden in hate. Use it as feedback fuel. Anchor yourself in your vision. When you know where you're going, the noise becomes background music. Examples from the greats. Cristiano Ronaldo. Millions worship him. Millions call him arrogant. He doesn't care. He trains, he scores, he wins. Oprah Winfrey. Rejected, ridiculed, underestimated. But she stayed the course and built an empire. Muhammad Ali. Half the world loved his confidence. Half called him cocky. He kept saying, "I am the greatest," until it was fact. Elon Musk. Called crazy, reckless, egotistical. While critics laughed, he built Tesla, SpaceX, and shifted industries. Notice the pattern. Legends aren't liked by everyone. They're remembered by everyone. Your turn. Here's the truth. Every step you take toward greatness will cost you approval. The bigger the step, the more approval you'll lose. But approval isn't the currency of success. Commitment is. Grit is. Focus is. So stop being scared of being disliked by losers. Let them roll their eyes. Let them whisper. Let them hate. None of it pays your bills. None of it builds your dream. The world doesn't reward the silent, the timid, or the invisible. The world rewards the bold. And boldness always attracts dislike. So wear it as a badge. Treat it like applause from the wrong audience. Smile at it. Thank it. Because every time a loser dislikes you, it means you've stepped 1 inch closer to the life you were meant to live. Final word. One day, you're going to die. And when that day comes, the opinions of the losers who disliked you won't matter at all. What will matter is whether you lived fully, built boldly, and left behind something worth remembering. So stop being scared. Stop playing small. Stop trying to be universally liked. Losers will dislike you anyway, so you might as well win big while they watch. Like, share and subscribe to the post if Pulse.